Good morning, FlossTube. I'm not quite sure what time it is. Let's see if my computer will tell me quickly here what time it is. I want to say it's maybe 8 o'clock. Let's see. It's Labor Day. No, gosh, wow. It's only 7:20. And that's here in California. Whoa, it's on my floor. Hold on, I'm so sorry. Ugh. Oh, my daughter's paintbrush. Yeah, it's 7:20 here in Utah. California, it'd only be 6:20. And if I were living in Hawaii, wow, I think it'd only be 4 in the morning. But I know in other places around the world, the day is already underway. And yeah, so I'm lucky that it's morning time. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, jumped in my bathtub and read a book. I'm reading a really good book. I don't have it downstairs here with me. It's centered in World War II, that time era, and it started with the first book. There's 5 in the series. It started with the first book, Rumors of War, and it started with, the rumors of war starting in Germany. It's got it's a religious based book. It's fiction, but because I enjoy that type of stuff, like history of the war and stuff, I was kind of drawn to that. I don't normally read fiction like I used to. I just feel like, if I'm going to read, I might as well read something that has some deep benefit other than entertainment, because I find other ways to entertain myself. But it's really a good book, really good series actually, because I'm on my 2nd book. So yeah, anyways, I'm actually reading a couple different books. Here's another one. So I showed you one that I started last time, and it was about, World War II. And this other one that I picked up from, like secondhand, it's Stephen Ambrose, to me, I think he's really a good author who writes history. He has since passed, but I like his books. And this one here is called Citizen Soldiers, and it's the U.S. Army from the Normandy beaches to the Bulge to the surrender of Germany. So June 7th, 1944 to May 7th, 1945. So only like 1 year worth. It's pretty big. I don't want to flash. There was somebody's name on there that had owned the book previously. It's kind of old, but I read a little bit of it yesterday. I took an airplane ride, and so I did a little bit of reading, a little bit of stitching. And boy, this really has not, the video hasn't gone the way I thought it would. Good morning. I'm all over the place. I was looking at some of these pictures, and let me see if I can find one of a soldier. And I was looking at him and thinking, these guys look so young. So let me see if it has his name. His name was Sergeant Joseph Arnaldo. And this was taken December 30th. Can you see him? Look how young he looks, a handsome man. I think, he may not be with us anymore. It's possible that he's already passed on. And if he isn't, he doesn't look that young anymore. This is called The Faces of Men at War. And this one, here's a picture. And this guy, I just look at him, and he's one that really struck me. Sergeant Carl Butler. He was the 1st Division of Belgium. And this was from December 22nd. And it says his armored car is snowed in. I'll show you his picture. Well, there he is. Young, good-looking man. Anyways, yeah, so that's what I've been reading. I like to read more than one book at a time. So, let's see, what else can I tell you? Yeah, so anyways, I jumped in the bath, and before I knew it, like an hour and a half had passed. The water stays really warm because it gets really deep in the water, and there's some jets going and stuff, and so I just really enjoyed that. And then it was time to get up and feed my dogs, and sometimes I like to make her, you know, something tasty. She had yogurt and bananas and, oh, I can't think, coconut oil on top of her kibble. And she enjoyed her breakfast, and my little dog, he's really picky, so he liked the coconut oil, which I was surprised. So there's that. Okay, let's see, what else do I have on my desk? Some magazines. I like the Clean Eating magazines, so I've been reading through some of those and finding things in here to tag. Not a whole lot I haven't tagged in here yet. Found a recipe that I enjoyed making the other day, so I made a copy. I'm gonna mail it to my mother. This is pretty good. It was really simple. It was called a black bean and cheddar taco salad. I like taco salads. I really didn't need the recipe for that, but there was a really good recipe for the dressing, salad dressing. And so that part I wrote out for myself, and I'm going to send this to my mother. And then this one sounds pretty good too, the teriyaki salmon cakes. And what I like is they say that the price, full price, is $8.58. If you bought this, all the stuff that you bought on here, you know, it should be around like $9. And then cost per plate would be $2.15. So you could feed your family for pretty cheap with that. So every penny counts sometimes. Yeah. A lot of times too, what I'll do is I will pull out the recipes out of my magazines and then put them into one of the clear sheet protectors, and then keep it for further use. Anyway, good morning, Stitchers. Okay, so what have I been up to besides all of that this morning, right? Stitching, done some stitching. You guys saw some of the knitting I did. I do have some other knitting here. I could show that to you, maybe make another video. I don't know. It could be kind of boring. It's not much anything different, kind of the same, just different colors. Let's see. I did go to the thrift store the other day, and the only thing I picked up was some Zweigart. It's a counted printed board of Ada. Let's open it up. This is what it looks like. It's printed around the outside. I'm just looking to see if there's a date on there. I don't see one. There's no graft or anything in this. So, but I thought this, the first time I saw it there, I didn't pick it up. And then when I went back and it was still there, I thought, ooh, this would make a nice, like, for a nice fall piece, right? And if you've watched some of my other videos, you would have seen that there was like the turkeys that I liked. So I'm thinking, instead of putting them on my cloth for the bread cloth, I might just put them on here and then put them in the center here. So that might be kind of cute, right? And then what to do with this, I don't know. But I guess like if I did some kind of a finish and just spread it out. I like Thanksgiving time. It has that, for me, a feeling of, I don't know, starting to think of closing in the house and being indoors more, even though it doesn't really get cold in California anymore like it used to. I don't know if it ever did, but I remember it being cold and just that kind of snuggly feeling of being indoors, kind of hibernating. Not really hibernating, but you know. Anyways. Yeah. So, I don't know. I thought something like that might be cute. I can get this back in. Really, it probably doesn't need to be back in there. In this plastic, I should probably just take it out of the plastic and let it be free, right? Anyways, I paid 50 cents for that. Let's just do that. We'll just keep this with it. I don't know why. The Heritage Collection County Cross Stitch. That's what it says. So we'll just let it be free and in the air. It doesn't need to be in plastic, toxic. Let's get rid of it. I don't know, have any of you guys heard of the new straw rule in California? We're banning straws because they're made out of plastic. And I don't think it's necessarily for the health of the people, because that's what it should be, but it's more for the health of the oceans, I think, which is okay, because it all comes right back full circle. But sometimes I think we make a bigger deal out of those things instead of some of the other things, which is fine. I'm all for saving the world and saving the planet and saving people and saving the fish. I'm all for it, trust me, 100%. But I think sometimes we have some bigger issues, and that's what's making the headlines. Oh, and then the lovely Governor Jerry Brown, not to get too political on you guys on a beautiful Monday morning, but he decided that he thinks it's a good idea that if prisoners go to court, they don't have to pay their bail. So let's see, that works out to 3 hots and a cot. Okay, for those of you who don't speak prison talk, 3 hots, 3 hot meals and a cot, someplace to sleep for free. And now, if you go to court, you're not going to pay any bail. Wow. Might be nice to be a prisoner in California, right? I'm not advocating to do anything wrong. I'm just saying, if times get hard, you might want to commit some sort of crime. I'm just kidding. Please, 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 please don't believe me. I don't think that's a good idea at all. Not at all. Excuse me. It just looked good sitting there. Okay. So let me catch you guys up on where I am in my stitching. So last month I decided what I would do is every other week go back and forth between different projects, because this girl here, let me show you the picture. I'm keeping it now in a folder because mine had fallen apart, a long time ago when I purchased it. They stapled the front to here, and that's only because I turned it in and I said, hey, look at this, it's falling off. And then weeks later, this magazine was still there. I bought it 10 cents. This is like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So since everything's falling apart, I just put it in here, making it easier. I can flip right to my pattern, really easy. So this is a long project, and I didn't think it would be so big because I'm foolish. So here it is. And it's taken me a while to get through all of this. And actually, I'm not even all through this. I'm up here now, and then I need to do down here. And then I'm looking, and I have all of this to do. So all of you who have done it and completed it before me, let me know. Does it get easier? There's a lot of color changes in here. And it would take me about an hour to get one of these stalks done because of all the color changes. And anybody who's done color changes know it takes a while to make sure you're doing it correctly. And then, like I've made mention before, sometimes the pattern to me isn't so clear. This one here isn't bad, isn't as bad as some of the other patterns I've seen where the symbols were just so similar, you're really looking at it. And actually some of these ones are, they use a hashtag or the pound sign, for those of you who remember old phones. I'm trying to see if I can find one for you guys quickly. No. I don't know what I'm complaining about, but anyways, yeah, so just making sure I do that right. So here I am on this one, and I'm doing this here on 18 count Fiddler's Aida, which is really pretty. It's soft and pliable, which I like, because I will stitch on Aida, no problem, and when it's really stiff, it makes it harder to do the sewing method, and I've been stitching more in hand without a hoop lately. I like the tension of the hoop, but I like the freedom of not having a hoop. So the sun hasn't decided to gleam through my window yet, so this is what I got. So I've been focusing my attention over here So one week I did the hollyhocks, the next week I did these 2 rows. I didn't spend a whole lot of time stitching on this 2 weeks ago. Now it's Monday, and I've been trying to do my switch on Sunday, but I didn't work on this one yesterday. I worked on something else, and I hate to put it down, but I'm going to. So I'm going to pick this one up again. So there's, I think, 2 or 3 plants in there. Let me see, 2 plants. So that shouldn't take a long time. There's a lot of back stitch, and I back stitch as I go, just so that way I don't forget. And then I'll start over here in that section. There's that, and then I'll show you the back. So with the back stitch, you know, it kind of goes all over the place, but there's the back stitch and the back of my pattern, or the back of my project here. So I do promise there's clothing underneath. It kind of looks like it's not. So, my shirt is a little low this morning, hence my robe, the fur. It was cheap, trust me. It wasn't an expensive buy at all, but I thought it would look pretty. And it would look nicer than wearing pajamas. I didn't feel like getting dressed yet, so it's morning time, and you guys can, you know, lounge around with me if you like, even if it's afternoon. So I want to say hello to Annette. Thank you so much for your kind words, Annette, from my last video, and Sherry, thank you so much, and Jane, thank you. And there's a lot of other people who have just subscribed, so I hope I haven't frightened you all away. Hello, and thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking my videos. I do make these videos for you guys. If there's anything you guys want to see or you want me to talk about, maybe I will. Just let me know. You know, basically it's just about the crafting that I do and other rambly stuff sometimes. So that's that. I'm going to get back on this week. And if you follow me on Instagram, or if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can find me at instead of what I oughta. And then instead, and then underscore what underscore I underscore oughta. OTTA. So I usually just post basically just my craft projects there. All right. Then, I don't know if I shared this one with you guys yet or not. So for my birthday, I was given a gift, and I thought that I had better, you know, get started on it because I want to show my appreciation, and it's cute. I think I did. I think I did show it to you guys last time, or I made a video. Oh, I did. I just made a video of it the other day. Yeah. I've been coloring in my pattern, so I'll show you from back here so you guys can't copy it, right? Zoom in. Just kidding. Don't. I'm just full of, you know, naughty ideas. But I've been coloring it in where I am, so you can see I've gotten some more done. And here is the real deal. So this is what the pattern looks like. It came as a kit from Dimensions. And then that's a working pattern that I'm coloring on because somebody might want this afterwards. And actually, you know, I'm almost done. And there is quite a bit of floss left. Like quite a bit. And they use, I want to say they use DMC, but I could be completely wrong. Maybe not. Because they have different numbers on here and they're not DMC numbers. But yeah. Anyway, let me show you. This is where I am. So I think the last time I showed you guys, I was like in here somewhere. And then, so I completed the pink on this flower, and then I started on some of the yellow. And I did all the yellow on this one, then I'm starting on the darker yellow. And I think this is a 14 count Steph Ada. Steph. I could eat off this one. So it makes it harder to do the sewing method. And here's my back. I think I've seen prettier backs than mine. I've seen them where it's almost like identical, but I'm happy with this back. So I like it. I like the colors. The jar is completely finished. I am leaving the back stitch till last on this one because there's a lot of back stitch. But I'm looking forward to it too. So let's see. This section's all done. This section's done. Most of this is done. I just have to do some more of the center. There's also, I think it's only in this flower, there's French knots. And so I have this flower to complete, and then one more flower and some greenery, and then just back stitch. So show you guys what I'm talking about. So all of these petals, each one is back stitched. But I think it should go pretty quickly. This is a fun kit. My friend picked this one up at Walmart. I don't think it was very expensive. And I think the only 2 stitches in it is back stitch and cross stitch. There's no half stitch or quarter stitch. And the reason why I mention this is because sometimes it's nice just to have something easy to do, maybe. Or if someone is learning how to cross stitch, this would make a nice gift for them as well. It's a pleasure to do, I'll tell you that. I'm really having a good time with it. It came with the hoop, so when I'm finished with it, it's going to go in the hoop, and I think I'll put some kind of a pretty bow on top, and then, like I mentioned before, give it to my mother. So now I'm going to put this one away, sadly, because I was really enjoying it. It was almost done. I thought I could get it done this week, but I didn't stitch as much as I thought I would. My in-laws came out to Utah to visit and to look for houses out here, which they found several that they liked, thankfully. And they're not ready to move out here yet, but closer to the time we move out here full-time, then they will. And let me see, what else can I tell you guys? So yeah, we did some entertaining with them. And that's about it. Yeah, so I don't think I have anything else to share with you guys. It's 23 minutes in. I will make a few more videos. So hopefully I can get some uploaded today. You guys can enjoy them at your leisure. My big plans for today. What are they? I'm going to read a book to my daughter. Where is it? I thought I would show it to you guys. I was mentioning it to Jane. Here it is. It's a book about Labor Day. I'm only covering up the price tag so it doesn't distract you. I paid 25 cents for this at the thrift store. It's an older book. Oh, how cute. I didn't even notice this. So, those of you who live in California, you might know where Cypress is. This is where it came from. It was donated by the A.E. Arnold School PTA in 1992. That's not that long ago, but look. Look. You don't see these in books anymore. I mean, you can find them for like crafting, but you don't find them in books anymore. And nobody ever uses. This is so cute. It says Labor Day. It's typed on there. Typed with a typewriter. Look. Labor Day. And they never used it. I almost want to take it out and keep it. But I can't get it out. So no. But that's really cute. I remember when I was a little girl and I would go to the library and I would get like check out the same book over and over and over again. And then I would look to see where my name was in it. And then I would look to see other people's names. And, you know, being a little girl, I didn't know anybody really in town or anything, but it was just fun to see that, you know. And I'm kind of like, I'm interested in other people and how other people do things and their thoughts and ideas and cultures, different cultures. Not so much like an anthropologist, I think, would be the study of that, but just curious. Not judging, just curious. And so I like to ask people questions that might make them feel a little uncomfortable, but I always explain to them, it's not to judge. I just try to understand and like maybe, you know, gain new ideas for myself or just understand different habits of people. Anyway, kind of goes along with that. So I know they don't put those, you know, people don't sign them out anymore. And I was talking to a librarian at my local library probably a couple of years ago. They had said that they don't keep a record anymore of who has checked out a book. So even though I might have checked out 100 books, they don't have a record. They don't keep a record. It's against the law for privacy. Really? First of all, I'm curious then just to wonder what kind of books you have in the library then, if it's against the law to know what kind of books you're checking out. I wouldn't think there'd be anything in the library that would be indecent, right? Because why would they have that at the library? I wouldn't think that they would have anything morally corrupt, wrong. I don't know. I can't imagine the government having a book like that in the library, so why would it matter what we're reading? Curious. Anyhow, yeah, so I'm going to read this book with my daughter so that we have a better understanding of why us Americans celebrate Labor Day. I know I've read through it once before, a while ago. I kind of went in one ear out the other. And I think basically we just had like a lot of people working all the time. There weren't any rules, and eventually then, I can't remember who it was. Somebody, I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, somebody had decided like enough is enough. We have to have some rules, and then they started celebrating Labor Day. I will figure that out, and hopefully in a video sometime coming near you. We'll share the education, because you'll only look smarter knowing those things, right? Not that you guys don't know that. You guys all probably might know what the purposes of celebrating Labor Day, and I might be the only one who's in the dark right now. But I won't be after today. There's some people dancing, celebrating. Anyway, I hope everyone enjoys their day, no matter what they're celebrating, whether it's just breathing air, getting the time to stitch, looking forward to the dinner they're cooking tonight, resting up, or finding a silly video from Jock's Girl. Take care, you guys, and talk to you later. Bye.